need to know how I can make this a little more revealing.
What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Wrestlers are known for working in tight and revealing outfits, so attire mishaps are bound to happen. Unfortunately for WWE superstars, they've happened on live performances, which can make things a little more embarrassing. Now join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 WWE attire mishaps that happened to WWE superstars. Now, due to YouTube's PG policy, you'll have to excuse us for using as many euphemisms as we can to keep this video PG, just like the WWE. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Number 1. Sasha Banks. Now, Sasha Banks' nickname The Boss is appropriate given her multiple women's championships, but her delightful derriere is worthy of the title, The Boss Backside. As during the 21st January 2019 episode of Raw, fans got to see just why Banks' behind looked so good as her trunks fell down during her tag match with Bayley against the team of Natalya and Ronda Rousey. Now, although the WWE was able to censor out the embarrassing moment on television, fans at ringside rose to the occasion and snapped pictures of the unfortunate moment, leading to a social media sensation. Number 2. Jacqueline. The Attitude Era featured some pretty randy content on television and pay-per-view, with fans wondering whether the WWF would start featuring brief flashes of skin on pay-per-views. Now, wrestling legend has it that the WWF was thinking about accidentally, and by accidentally we mean intentionally, having a female superstar lose her top on television. At 1998's Capital Carnage pay-per-view in the UK, Sable and Christian teamed up against Mark Merrow and Jacqueline in a mixed tag match. After Sable pinned Jacqueline, Jacqueline turned a sore loser and jumped on referee Tim White's back, leading to Sable pulling her top off and revealing she had nothing underneath. Some fans and wrestling pundits believe that this was no accident and a stunt to boost pay-per-view buys. Seeing as the event was a UK exclusive, some fans doubt this was intentional, but this moment has become the stuff of wrestling legend. Tim White, you lucky dog. Number 3. Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie McMahon's McMamories have fascinated fans ever since the Billion Dollar Princess received some amazing augmentation through a trip to the plastic surgeon's office. Hey, we're not saying this, it's Jericho.
I would say, let the boobies hit the floor!
However, her augmented pair have caused a sensation during an angle in a feud between undisputed WWF champion Chris Jericho and Stephanie's storyline husband Triple H. Now, while there wasn't much to enjoy about the program between Jericho and Helmsley, there was lots to enjoy during an angle shot to forward the storyline as Stephanie aligned with Triple H. The angle in question featured Triple H going to deliver a pedigree to Stephanie when gravity got the best of the situation and Stephanie busted out on live television. As you might expect, fans scoured the internet looking for screen captures of Stephanie's unexpected moment, so no matter how much WWE tries to erase this moment, it's encapsulated forever on the internet. Number 4. Alicia Fox. In 2019, Alicia Fox had some technical difficulties with the threads when she battled Bayley. Or did she? While an eagle-eyed fan managed to spot a revealing shot of Fox's Foxy area during a WWE live event, there were questions about just when the match took place. Leave it to wrestling fans to debate the date, time and location of an attire mishap rather than focusing on the aspect that most male fans would start to drool about. However you look at this attire mishap, it's another example of what can happen when a wrestler's clothes leave too much to the imagination when they're still standing, when they're standing still, let alone when they're being thrown around the ring and clothing flies everywhere. Number 5. Daniel Bryan. Now, if you thought that this was just a female list, we gotta be equal. It can happen to male superstars too, as seen this year when Daniel Bryan battled Drew Gulak at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Poor Daniel had to deal with 2 incidents where his grapefruits were on display thanks to Gulak pulling on Bryan's tights a bit too much. The leader of the Yes Movement not only had to deal with the discomfort caused by Gulak's enthusiasm in the ring, but the ignominy inflicted in front of thousands of fans and millions watching at home, ironically at the last pay-per-view with an actual audience. Bryan got through the match, but fans got more than expected in this one, or should we say 2. Bryan's expose was one of those rare instances where a male wrestler deals with the fallout from something falling out. Considering what happened to Bryan, it's a wonder why any male wrestler performs in Speedos. Number 6. Becky Lynch. The 2019 Royal Rumble was a night of defeat as well as victory for Becky Lynch as she submitted to SmackDown Women's Champion Asuka during their title match, but bounced back with a win later that night in the Women's Royal Rumble match. However, an attire mishap during Lynch's match against Asuka, adding insult to injury as one of Becky's big guns popped out, leading to those awful moments when the screen goes black and fans curse the 7-second delay that allows the WWE to usually cover up any bloopers. Incredibly, this isn't the first time that she's had to deal with an attire mishap, but we'll save that story for another video. Number 7. Stephanie McMahon wets herself. Poor little rich girl Stephanie McMahon has found herself in some embarrassing situations, some as part of storylines and some through bad luck.
I blame Brie Bella!
In 2014, Stephanie was involved in an angle with Brie Bella at 2014's Payback pay-per-view, where Brie slapped the taste out of Stephanie's mouth. The slap may have knocked something else out of McMahon, as a stain could be seen on the back of her dress as she left the ring. Some fans speculated that Stephanie had accidentally wet herself, while others claim it was just a case of camera angle and lighting making Stephanie appear to need, a change of pants. If you've seen the incident, let us know in the comments down below whether you think it was a case of Stephanie doing that, or merely an optical illusion. Number 8. Brie Bella. Not only is Brie Bella a former Divas champion, but she possesses the ability to clap so hard it can lead to a mishap. Brie and the cast of Total Divas were on a July 2013 episode of Raw when Brie was minding her own business sitting in the ring with her co-stars. Brie innocently clapped her hands, and the next thing the audience knew, her top came a little bit loose. This one has to be one of the most bizarre attire mishaps in WWE history, as it's unlikely anyone thought clapping could do this. We're pretty sure it was one of the most rewinded segments on Raw that night. Number 9. AKSANA. Mentioning the name of WWE superstar AKSANA and you'll get two answers. Do you mean current WWE Raw Women's Champion Asuka, or that fitness model and bodybuilder who turned WWE into TNA for a few seconds after Layla nearly pulled off her bodysuit? Yeah, we are referring to wrestler AKSANA, whose 3-year run on the main roster is best known for that moment that Layla went to stop her from making a tag and grabbed AKSANA's bodysuit a bit too hard, forcing the WWE production truck to cut to black for several seconds. Now, this was an awful and awkward moment for the lovely Lithuanian as she found her top and bottom in the public eye. Thankfully for her, she was able to get dressed back up. And number 10. TORRES. Considering how the Divas era seemed to focus on women's bodies more than athleticism, although there were exceptions, it shouldn't surprise anyone that attire mishaps seem to happen more than they do now. 2007's Divas Search winner came into the WWE as the promotion began transitioning into the Divas era and in fact would hold a belt on 3 times.
Torres, the new Divas champion.
In 2010, she had an embarrassing moment when she discovered that the ring tights and one set of underwear weren't enough to prevent a close-up. This should have served as a wake-up call for the WWE's wrestlers to consider protecting themselves from similar situations. But apparently the WWE is willing to let scantily clad superstars risk exposure, confident that the 7-second delay will save them from surplus skin. But there you have it guys, 10 WWE attire mishaps caught on camera. Do you guys remember seeing any of these clothing catastrophes? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for exclusive lists, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.